Okay guys, what I'm doing for you guys today is somewhat of a small review of this air conditioner. I think it's called the Aspligo 12 volt underdash air conditioner. It's a whole air conditioning system that comes separate, and you would have to install that. So you'd have to basically locate where you're going to put the condenser, your compressor. Comes with the wires, it comes with everything. Comes with the underdash unit. This specific unit is I'm gonna put the picture of what I'm talking about somewhere here. This specific unit is just cooling only. Some comes with heating and cooling. This one is specifically only cooling, and I'm just gonna show you how I installed mine. This is not sponsored. I wasn't sponsored. I bought this with my own money. I just wanted to give a review because I went online and I realized there's not a lot of information that's given on this because it's probably pretty new. There is a couple there, and I've followed a couple persons on how they did their build and give me some insight on that. So I'm just gonna give you guys my insight and how I went about doing mine. So this bus is a 2005 GMC Savannah. It was a church bus, so just to give you like some context. The condenser, it comes with the condenser and the fan. As I said, it comes with everything. So this is the condenser and the fan. And I'm no means a mechanic or electrician, none of that. I am just a regular DIY guy. So what I'm doing here is not professional. I would implore anybody who's doing this to, seek a professional, because I'm by no means that. So this is the condenser. See if I can bring it down here. So this is the condenser. With the fan, I just mounted it with some L brackets I got from Home Depot. These are the lines. I don't remember which line this one is. I think that's probably the high line, I'm not sure. But it comes with about, I would say 1, 2, I think it comes with 3 hoses. That's a bit over 6 feet long, I would say. Don't quote me on that, but it's about 6 feet long. So as I said, I put my condenser right here. Hoses, there's one hose that's a small one right here. This small one runs all the way inside the cab to the underdash unit. I'll show you guys that in a minute. This line right here runs to the compressor that's mounted on the bus. I didn't have any space inside here. As you can see, it's pretty tight. If you know the Savannahs, it's pretty tight. There's no really space to mount anything unless I was gonna mount it here, and I was gonna do that. So yeah, let's go to the compressor so I can show you guys how I did that. So this is the compressor. Not sure how well that comes out on camera. So I'll go on. I need to show you guys. Okay. So this is how I mounted the compressor. As I said, I'm no professional, so please don't judge. This is the low side right here. So the low side goes in, and all my wires are routed to the front. The electric part of the whole build is right here. I'll see if I can show you guys how I did that. So it's right behind this black box right here. So I'm gonna pull that, and I'm gonna show you how the wires are connected in here. It's pretty straightforward, but I'm gonna show you guys anyway. Okay guys, so that little black cap just basically screws off. There's one screw in here and one right there, and so it comes with the positive right here, and my specific brand, the Aspligo that I got, it had 2 hot wires that go right here on the positive. Then you have the fan positive and the fan negative right there. Then you have the negative going from here to the battery. This positive is going from here to the battery. Positive, of course, negative. And then there's another negative wire right here that goes underneath. And then you have a green wire right here. The green wire goes here. This part was left blank. I'll show you the diagram that I got with this specific compressor. I'll show you that in a minute. So I'm just gonna go ahead and button this back up, and then I'll go in and show the diagram. Oh, and let me not forget, this is the high pressure line. So the low pressure line is around there, the high pressure line is right here, and this is the orientation of the compressor. Hopefully you guys can see it. And something very important to note, I did consult the manufacturers of this, and they did tell me that the compressor should be mounted level, meaning face up, so you'll get it with some bumpers like these. This is the orientation of how it should be mounted, not vertical, but like this, for some context. Also, another thing is, this compressor already comes pre-oiled. I did consult the manufacturer on that as well, and they told me that this specific compressor was pre-oiled. I am not sure as to other brands, but as for this one, it came pre-oiled. So I'm gonna show you guys the manual. So this is the brand. And this is the manual. It doesn't give you a lot, but it gives you basically what you need, in my opinion. It doesn't really give you a lot, but it's pretty like straightforward. So here's the, and you can also contact the manufacturer. They will send you like a picture of this, of how it's supposed to be set up. So it comes with the wire, it comes with the wire loom, it comes with the condenser, it comes with everything, as I said. So yeah, this is, you're gonna basically need this to see how what hose goes where. This specific brand, it wasn't labeled. The hoses and everything, they weren't labeled. As you see, they are labeled here. They weren't labeled on the actual hoses. There was no label. So I had to really kind of, you know, look at the ends, at the connections, and see, hey, okay, this is B, that's C, and then, but you know, it eventually it all worked out. These are like error codes. Just in case you get any error codes, you could probably diagnose, or, you know, yeah. So I didn't get any when I did mine, but just in case anybody who is having trouble, those are the error codes. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna show you guys the underdash unit. All right, again guys, so this is the underdash unit. It's, as I said, pretty straightforward. You get it with these 3 brackets. I didn't use a third one because it's pretty, it's good where it's at right now. I'm not completely 100% finished, but so far so good. It does come with a drain plug. This specific one comes with two drain holes. So there's one on this side and there's one on that side, and it comes with one hose. It doesn't come separate like this because I had to cut this hose into 3 different parts. It does come with a T connector right here that allow me to run the pipe outside. I don't know if that's the way it was designed, but that's how I put it together. Because I thought eventually it only had one drain hole, but then I realized it was pissing water here. Like the condensation was pissing through this side, so then I had to hook this side up and then use a T to kind of join everything together and send it outside. It's now 100% finished, but that's how I have it now. This wire also comes with the unit. This is your wire lead that I was explaining to you just now. Your hot, your negative, and this green wire. I think this is the green wire that goes to that to the compressor under here. And then there's another connection right here. This small wire goes here, this elbow connection, and I'm going to show you where that goes to. But before I do that, there's another connection around here. I don't know if you can see it. That big one right here. It's a big one right there. Not sure if you can, how well that comes out. There's a connection right there. Those 2 connections go up. This one, I'm going to show you where that one goes to the condenser. So that one basically goes there. And the other one is this one. Is it? No, that one, this one goes to the compressor. That one goes to the compressor. And I guess there's another one from the compressor that comes all the way in. That's this one. So the other large one that I showed you, that's this one going all the way down and all the way to the compressor. And the orientation of the condenser, basically, I was trying to figure out what the orientation was, but this is ultimately the orientation that I understood, how it should fit. So if you can take a screenshot or take a picture and you can see what orientation I have, and it works. The fan, I don't know how I can get you around there, but that's the fan. As I said, this is kind of junky and kind of rigged up, but yeah. And this wire comes with this wire that I'm gonna bring you underneath to show you how I connected that. So this wire goes here. So that's the fan wire, the condenser fan. You just literally plug and go. And this is the wire that goes to the compressor, sorry. The ground and the positive that goes to the compressor, which is the fan positive and the fan negative. You can't miss that. So the fan, these 2 wires go all the way to the compressor. to the fan positive, that's F plus and F negative. Those are the two spots you're gonna look for to mount this wire, and then your fan should be all set. I think the only thing left to do is actually show you guys that it's actually working. One other thing, I've been reading online and I've been doing some research online, and most persons may upgrade the alternator. Most persons upgrade the alternator in this setup. This particularly is the original alternator. I have not upgraded it as yet. However, the air condition works even with this alternator. I haven't done any extensive driving with it, just mainly idling speed, and it seemed to work fine. It still keeps like 13, 14 volts at idle. So I am not rushing to change the alternator just yet, because summer is almost over basically anyway. But I'm gonna start the vehicle and I'm gonna give you an idea of how it runs, so you guys could have an idea. Nice cold air blowing, and it's actually holding at 14 volts at the moment. And we have let me see my thermometer here. Thermometer here. I'm gonna stick it right here. What the temperature coming out of this is at the moment. The temperature coming out of this is right around 54, 53, 52. So roughly 52 degrees Fahrenheit, 51, 50. So it's getting cooler. 49. So guys, it worked. Because around the 40s is where you want to be when dealing with air conditioner. So it works. It works, guys. It absolutely does work. And it wasn't too technical to install. The biggest issue, I would say, for anybody is going to be, and this is my camper van I'm building, just to give you some context. But the biggest issue, I would say, for anybody doing this on a bus, on a car, and whatever, would be to find a location where to mount stuff. I originally thought about mounting this condenser underneath here, because there was a carrier unit here. I took that out. I was thinking about mounting it here, but then I would have to deal with getting wire, extending wires and hoses. I did have to extend this hose as well, but if I had put the condenser right here, it would be a lot more work. But then I realized that these buses, they come with a lot of space in the front here, where I could essentially mount one of these. So that's exactly what I did. And it's not hard. It's literally a couple clips and 2 bolts that holds this thing on. Like, that's it. That's literally it. And y'all set. So guys, honestly, it's a good product so far. It's a really good product. It does what it's supposed to. As for the longevity, I can't speak to that as yet. You know, I'll probably give updates or, you know, come back and tell you guys in a year or two how it's performing. But so far, it seems to be performing well. It seems to be performing really well. So sorry about the wind. It's kind of windy today. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions, have any suggestions, you know, don't be afraid to like reach out to me and like ask. You know, I'll try to help as much as possible. You know, because as I said, there's not a lot of information on these stuff out there in the wild. So as people start to, you know, go ahead and get these stuff and install them, then we'll have more information on them. But as for now, you know, if you want one of these, go ahead and you can purchase it. I'll probably put a link to this specific brand. Not sure how long they're gonna have this brand, because based on what I was reading online, you know, products might change with like improvements. They might have different improvements, they might have different models. So I'm not sure if at the time of making this video that the exact brand is still out there, or they made any modifications to it. But I'll still put a link there and you guys can go check it out. But yeah, have fun building, guys. Respect.